many, many times, so that the information is strengthened in the human biofield, so that the connection with water is restored. Bow down to the water, thank the water.
Water we can continue, right? To ask questions. Yes. What is more important, the structure of water or its chemical composition? It is more important to call a cluster to a water memory cell a cluster than how to increase the energy of water.
Чем и как можно повысить энергетику воды?
The energy of water is increased by movement. By the movement of water, water must always move. It moves, it connects. And also cleanliness. Fields of the earth depend on water energy. Water energy. Water increases movement and information. Information around water. Water absorbs this information into itself.
That is, it depends more on the environment, right? What surrounds the water. Yes, of course, it's clear if it lives.
Along the stream, everything starts with streams, and there is negative information nearby. She absorbs it into herself. Streams form rivers and so on.
It's clear.
All this is interconnected.
Clear. Question. The noise of the stream, how does it affect the surrounding space? Water flows. A man sits near this stream. The sound of water, how it harmonizes this space, how it influences me. It all begins.
Change, vibrate at a different frequency, at a higher.
There is something useful, right, for people. They are near the water, and it gurgles, makes noise, shimmers, it moves. It's clear that way. Like water, harmonizes and cleanses itself. As you said, streams. The streams united into a river. The river moves through some territory. Some kind of chemical production waste is dumped into it. The water then flows like water, and that's how it is. In itself, how it clears this negative information. The person does not influence it in any way. Man, as a rule, influences nature only negatively and consumptively. How does water save itself from people in this case?
You know all this, how it is cleaned.
Yes, but I'm asking.
Cosmically purified. It comes from space. To call it baptism. Baptism water, automatically once a year. Reprogrammed, cleared.
That was my question. Next,
If water were not purified, there would be no life on Earth.
too many died negative negative, that is, on the 19th of January, on the day of baptism. Water.
В день крещения вода
Combination with cosmic energy itself feels right, of course, on the 19th. Yes, but this is not one day, but for how long? Please tell me.
А сколько дней? Скажите, пожалуйста.
Well, it's different. Every year is different. From 3 to 7 days.
From 3 to 7 days. That is, there are 3 days, say before the 19th, yes, and 4 days after the 19th.
Yes.
But the 19th always falls into this process of purification. Of course, of course. But in Ukraine, they changed the date of baptism and said that baptism will not be on the 19th, but baptism will be on some other date.
А крещение будет там какого-то другого числа. Что преследуется?
What is the goal?
So that people do not purify themselves. Cleansing happens anyway. There is only one planet. Source, but simply people, not knowing about it, do not perform their rejuvenation. It is very important on this day and cleanse your body, renew yourself. It heals, renews, reprograms a person. If a person believes, then a very powerful transformation occurs down to the cellular level. Needed on this day. Be sure to take a dip in the water.
And plunge into water, any water as I understand it, from the city water supply.
С городского водопровода.
People got up in the morning, they can wash themselves. That's right, do rejuvenation at home. Will this water also automatically be clean? Certainly. Don't you have to go somewhere out of town?
За город.
No, make a hole, dive there, and so on. Not necessary.
It is best to do this in the air.
На воздухе.
Before the Heavenly Father. Before the Absolute. And 2. Downward and upward currents of earth and sky were present at this time, then the effect. Stronger and more powerful with 8 legs, you need to stand grounded, you need to ground yourself safe from the heart.
Заземлиться нужно. Мгм. Мгм.
Shouting out all the negativity from yourself, this, as a sacrament, concerns only man, the Heavenly Father. Mother with Mother Earth and water, there is a connection of everything. And cleansing. The crown is an information source that purifies cold water. The colder the water, the better it is.
Мгм.
Better quality, healthier. It all depends on the people. People have great power, in themselves. With whatever thoughts you become, that is what you will receive. For some people, water will simply bring pleasure, and for some people it can reprogram. Clear on the cellular site. This is very powerful. You need to know all the data about it. few people know about it.
об этом надо знать всем.
Да, и мало кто об этом знает.
Это специально. всё.
Especially disconnected, disconnect us from the absolute from this information.
От этой
Yes, we already know this. Fortunately for
Мы
our
это уже знаем. К счастью, к своему.
what
Что
is
такое
structured water,
структурированная
and
вода?
what are the
Какая
benefits of
польза
such
от воды?
water?
It has been
Она
cleared more or less of everything that is there.
от всего то, что там есть.
It
Она
is beneficial for humans, because there is no clean water in
потому
nature.
что нет чистой воды в природе.
All water has been ordered,
Закажем. А так
so at
как
least
это
60% of pure water. This water can also be used in the program.
60 чистой воды.
Мгм.
Эту воду можно также программировать.
It
Она
programs much
программируется
faster because it is cleared.
потому что она очищена.
Мгм.
How can a
Человек
person structure
структурирован,
and charge water?
заряжать воду.
A person can simply whisper into vodka,
Структурирован,
Ч-
да.
Человек может просто нашептать на воду. Всё
It all
зависит
depends on
от
the
того,
individual.
люди
People are
сами.
all different.
Если
If a person has
человек
power in a
есть
word, a person can purify water with a word.
человек может словом очистить воду.
If
Если
a person
человек
has strong,
хотит
powerful energy in his hands, he can simply pick up a glass and hold it on his brass.
крепкий стакан держать на своих ладонях. И
And think about the
думать
purity of the water.
о чистоте воды.
The
Вода
water will be
есть
cleared. You can create an artificial.
искусственное
The movement is
движение,
powerful so that the water overflows from above.
чтобы вода переливалась, падала сверху вниз.
Then it is cleared, the information is removed, the content can be filled with your own information.
Наполнение можно наполнить своей информацией.
Ну, то есть,
what is a
что
structuring
механизм
mechanism?
структурирования?
This
Это
turns out to
получается
be
обзор
zeroing it out
какой-то
from some negative information, and then you can write down on this water your information that you need, right?
верно?
Structuring is a change in the structure of water.
Структуры воды.
If you look at
Если
its lattice, the structure changes.
структура,
Мгм.
The structure of water changes.
её
Her drawing.
рисунок,
Мгм.
вода
Water
меняет
changes its
свои
patterns.
рисунки.
A different
Становится
drawing
более
emerges,
высокой,
one of better
более
quality,
качественной,
more
более
energy rich and healthy.
энергетически насыщенной и полезной.
A
Человек
person can
может
create his own water pattern,
собственный
one that,
рисунок воды,
Мгм.
тот, который
necessary for
необходим
him
человеку.
personally. Because now there is practically no clean water left.
Чистой воды как таковой практически не осталось. Поэтому
Therefore, a
человек
person needs to work wisely,
Мгм.
самому
clean and
чистить,
purify water wisely,
индивидуально.
individually.
Мгм.
Если
If one
одному
suits one,
это
then another
одно,
suits the other.
то второму другое.
Another
Другому
drawing of
чистой
water.
воды.
Мгм.
Okay,
Хорошо.
water frozen in the freezer.
Вода,
Is it
замороженная
structured?
в морозилке, она является структурированной? Вот
I poured water into a bottle, put the bottle in the freezer, the water froze, then I defrosted it,
Потом я ее разморозил,
and I start drinking. The structure of the water has changed. The lattice. Is it structured after that or not?
Структурированной после этого или нет?
It still needs to be further purified energetically, truly energetically and physically, because
энергетически и физически,
Мгм.
потому что
not all of it is useful. Some of the water is deposited as heavy metal.
тяжелые металлы.
Мгм.
It needs to be cleaned. Not everyone is useful.
Мгм.
You know how to do it.
We know, yes. We're just asking questions for people who will be watching this broadcast. Draw your own conclusions from this information.
На какой
At
частоте
what frequency structuring occurs? Is it very high often? Very high frequency up to,
Высокая частота.
очень высокая частота?
Да.
yes, there. Let's say this 12 hertz is not enough to structure. And no, a little higher, a little higher.
Нет. Мгм.
Чуть выше.
Чуть выше.
But a person is able to correctly increase his purity and, by virtue of his intention, structure this water with his purity. Certainly, it's clear.
Мгм.
Всё,
Мгм.
Everything can be done.
It's clear. How
Какая
clean?
частота
At
у
prayer. Let's say Christian prayer.
From 12 and above.
From 12 and above. Yes.
Мгм.
Everything does not depend on the prayer itself. You don't understand that prayer is only part of it.
Вы
It's
не
clear.
понимаете, что молитва — это только часть.
Понятно.
Но
It is
если
also necessary to read it to the person from the heart.
от сердца.
If a person just reads,
Всё верно,
Если
да.
человек просто читает,
And his thoughts are far away, nothing will happen. It's all emptiness.
это все пустое.
Мгм. Пустота.
Даже
Правда?
в
Да. Мгм.
даже
Even the
в
words
слово
spoken are put with heart.
вкладывается сердце.
that's right. Is it true that people pollute water spiritually with their thoughts?
Своими помыслами.
Ну,
Well, of
конечно,
course, of course. Still, in the beginning everything happens on
на полевом
left and then the physical is released, because all this energy is good why people.
ведь все это энергия.
Мгм. Хорошо. Почему люди,
Living
живя
outside the city, they do not have high-quality living water.
живой воды? Вот,
You
знаете,
know, like our great-grandfathers used to.
прадеды
Our
наши
ancestors
жили
knew how to find water by searching.
лозоисканием.
But now this is not the case. It was done, as I understand it, on purpose so that people do not have access to clean living water.
живой воде.
And of course, it specifically blocks this information from people. People drill these wells,
Люди
Закрывают.
бурят эти скважины.
120 meters long.
Уже они там
And you think the deeper they drill this well there, the better look the
at such
quality
people
of
and
the
smile,
smile, of course, to be honest.
честно говоря.
Да.
А люди
People believe this in cities the water is dirty because there are too many people.
В городах вода грязная еще от того, что слишком много людей.
Spiritually more than once even if there is enough water.
Даже если достаточно вода пробурена. И
And production was brought into homes.
пущено производство в дома.
Мгм.
They end up in the clean ones.
Попадает
Information
информационное
fields,
поле
the water is
рабочее.
purified automatically by itself.